that holds the glass, or holds the electrodes in place. It's called a short arc lamp, basically. If you can imagine a light bulb with filaments inside of it, well, this is like a big giant light bulb, and the filament is actually two electrodes that are spaced at a certain distance from each other, and then an arc of electricity passes through that, and the electrodes are made out of a metal called tungsten. I don't know why it's made out of that particular metal, probably because it's very durable and has a very high melting point, I'm assuming. But anyway, the bulb gets pressurized and the arc excites or ionizes the xenon gas in the bulb, which produces what is probably closest to natural light than any other light source, barring maybe plasma light bulbs or some kind of exotic gas light bulbs. But it produces a pretty good light. Basically, the housing projects the light through basically the hub, or the main housing, the main part of the projector where the film actually gets threaded to. This here is the actual sound system, the Sony SDDS. It basically picks up, it runs emits a beam of light from an emitter through the film, and then picks it up on two lenses on the opposite side, which then transmit the data, blah 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 blah, technical shit, to the computers, to the sound system, which is this rack right here. It's a pretty typical sound system. You got a multiplexer, monitor, amps, and then you can adjust your sound levels accordingly if you need to. Usually people complain when it's too loud. I don't know why. Just because blood comes out of their ears. Jeez. Anyway, the film passes through the sound system, or sound reader, into the lens turret, or through the lens turret, behind the lens turret, and the light basically shines through the lenses. We have two different formats here, flat and scope. Pretty typical. There are other formats available in other parts of the country or other parts of the world. We just use flat and scope here. The computers that control the actual projector, it's a basic automation unit. You'll see this machine right now is running on program 2. It says waiting for Q3. That basically means that there are certain parts of the film that have these little aluminum strips that we put on them. And the Q detector, which is on the bottom of the projector, actually detects those aluminum strips and tells the computer to advance to its next function, which could be anything from switching lenses to stopping the projector to turning on the lights in the house to dimming the lights in the house. So it runs through there. Automation. Lamp housing. Lens turret. Pretty much a brief but detailed explanation of how this machine works. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to operate one of these machines, but it's not for everybody. I've seen some people come up here and try to thread projectors and actually sweat bullets because they fuck something up or almost fuck something up. I mean, they're not the most expensive machines in the world. They're not IMAX theaters or anything, but they are expensive pieces of equipment, and they are delicate and have to be pseudo-maintained. Not much maintenance goes on here, but, you know, there is some maintenance that I can go into later that, you know, if there's anybody who's interested, any projectionists out there, I will tell you about what we do here. Basically cleaning, That's about it. I just wanted to give you a brief explanation of what exactly I do. Oh yeah, and I press a green button when I start the movie and it starts. That's mainly what I do. I thread the projector, then I press a button. And I do this about anywhere from 25 to 40 times a day, depending on how the schedule looks and what time of year. So there you go. Stay tuned.